and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Mustang Bugatti on GTA 5, driving around off-road on their bike, go for a backflip, as you do sometimes, and manages to perfectly land it in the guardrail. Yeah, that's not going to be getting out of there anytime soon. All the places they could have put the bike, it's stuck. It landed in the one place where it can't actually carry on. We move next on to Forza Horizon 5 with some racing up against the AI. Everything going as you would expect. The player is carrying some more speed through these corners, catching to the AI head, goes for an ambitious pass around the outside, just runs a little too wide, clips a tree, launches them to the inside, not quite to complete the pass. Would have been amazing had they landed that and got the overtake done. Pretty good landing, and they got away with that surprisingly well, but not quite got the overtake. The right foot up next on Horizon 5, also doing some sort of street racing up against the AI. When it comes to a corner that nobody can take, in fact the player's in trouble here and runs wide, the AI is way worse though. In fact the leaders run wide and fallen over, everybody else is continuing to pile through, the leader's been put back onto their wheels. I think one AI might have made it through that, and that was it. Chaos is up next on Horizon 5, noticing some traffic cars having, well, it started off as having a pushing match, and now they're just fused together. We have the Ford Galant. It's definitely not supposed to work like that, but surprisingly both are okay. They both then take the next turning as well, although if you happen to boot them with the player car, that then unphysixes them, and the Galant is released, and they sort themselves out. Very strange AI. Diamond Wolf is up next on Forza Horizon 5. Now, they have noticed a truck. They want to push said truck off the bridge because, you know, why not mess around and push an AI vehicle? The thing is, the AI has other ideas. First attempt doesn't quite work. Okay, it doesn't quite have the momentum really. It sort of pings itself back on. Go for a little bit more of a run-up. It's now shuffling towards the edge, and then it gets reset a little bit. Well, this time do. Player will go for another push, and almost got it to go over there. Almost the player ended up off the bridge in that one, so we're going to go for a longer run-up this time. Oh, there's a little bit of lag and a little bit of physics, and now it's twisted at a funny angle, and then another traffic car gets involved. It was a good push, but nope, still the truck doesn't go off, and again the players got closer to falling off almost in all of that. It's another attempt we go, and this time it finally works, and off goes the truck. It took a lot of effort. That was one of the most stubborn traffic cars I've ever seen. Up next, sticking with Horizon 5, OTR Gnome has spotted a little bit of a crash. Okay, I mean this happens. Some of the drivatars driving around the open world crashed into a traffic car. Okay, sure, it happens. A Prelude and a TVR Speed 12. An unusual combination, but there we go. The problem is, the drivatar seems to have completely forgotten how to drive the Speed 12. Now, it is well renowned for being an unbelievably savage and difficult to drive car. Normally, the AI don't drive it like this, though. Yeah, the throttle control would be a good idea for the AI, who've already spun it twice, and they're going to go for a third one. Yep, still having some problems, narrowly missing a Viper. And a fourth time, still having some issues. I think it was in reverse somewhere in all the smoke. And there we go, it figures out how to drive again. I'd say that's very odd. I don't know what on earth what it's doing there. We move next to a Dirt 5 with an awful lot of crashing going on in an off-road. There's a lot of paint swapping going on in this one. The buggy first of all gets lifted over everything, and a bunch of vehicles drive underneath it. We're then going to do a big wheelie and then climb over a car. Almost sort of fling itself into second, loses a couple of positions, but a net pretty good gain from a literal overtake and ending up in the right place at the right time. Calvin Toda up next on WRC10. He's driving in a tarmac rally, gets things wrong, just a little bit too much speed, is in trouble, misses a bridge, just gets away with it though. It's not the line you'd want to ideally take through here. It's just a little too much speed, puts them out wide and bounces it across, but I mean that could have gone so much worse in all of that. Ravenscar is up next on Farming Sim. Now this you got a trailer full of stuff, you've got trying to load another pallet on, what could possibly go wrong, with all of this. The trailer kind of shuffles. I was worried. Well, I say I was worried. Backflip for them and launch the thing off into the distance is bad. I was so hoping the whole trailer was going to ping everything to orbit. Sadly not, but it's difficult loading stuff sometimes. Mike is up next on Automobilista 2 with a start here when the AI decide, nope, no race for the player. Just turns hard left and fires it into a wall. Yeah. I don't quite know. Obviously, the AI just... I mean, the car ahead also sort of jinks a little bit, but the AI we're following here just goes full murder against the player. It's a more modern Williams up next that has a problem with recognising a safety car, this time on F1 2021, and just AI doesn't care about the safety car's existence. It is just... well, it does start just slowing down at the very last second as they go down a couple of gears, but nope. Not really that fussed about the safety car. Speaking of safety cars, our final clip of the day is from Wobby Rotten on F1 2021 as well. So, this is an online race. Players have been farting about in front, trying to go for the safety car restart. Now, it's never a good thing, and sure enough, the leader tries to put second place in the wall, kind of bolts off a little bit off into the distance, goes for a brake check. It's just generally being a twat. Does put the McLaren in a wall again. McLaren's had enough, goes to murder said Alpine. The player amazingly managed to avoid the wreck first of all. The then spinning Alpine comes back across in front of everything, and somehow, I mean, the car we're riding on board with, Ferrari behind, amazingly managed to avoid that. And I don't think too many other vehicles were involved either somehow. Well done everybody who got away from that, because that's I mean, a little bit of luck and some very good judgment calls were made there to avoid all of that huge mess going on. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There shall be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.